This video is sponsored by BankX. BankX is fundamentally changing the legacy banking system by giving you the power to create currency and earn interest. The BankX ecosystem consists of two main coins, which are the BankX Silver Dollar and the BankX Token. The BankX Silver Dollar is the first cryptocurrency stablecoin where you own the collateral, create currency, earn interest, leverage, and stake for higher yields. The BankX token is a utility token used to buy, mint the stablecoin, and stake into a certificate of deposit. BankX has decentralized every aspect of the banking system where you create any amount of passive income you like. Check out BankX at bankx.io. This video is sponsored by Love. Love is a hot new cryptocurrency launching on the Pulsechain. The decentralized project will be targeting three main fields, which are e-commerce, microtipping, and decentralized payments. Love is developing a decentralized marketplace that offers a wide variety of products from perfumes to designer clothes and offers cashback in cryptocurrency. If you want to learn more about this hidden altcoin gem, check out Love at love.io.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the Verse Crypto channel, the most savage and degenerate crypto channel out there. My name's Khaos Kris, and I'll be your host today. Before I hop this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so that I keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information within the space. With that being said, let's hop right in this video. As always, I got another awesome video for all you degenerates today. Today, we're going to be talking about what's going on in the Binance Smart Chain lawsuit against Ripple and also against CZ. In addition, I got two hidden altcoin gems that's launching on the Pulsechain that you need to know about. And let me tell you, one of them I'm extremely excited for. I think it has potential and has the special sauce to do some absolute numbers. Please keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment and education purposes only. So to start off, let's go into screen share and take a little look at the Bitcoin chart. So over here on screen share, this is Bitcoin on TradingView. Give you guys a little good idea, and this was just a trend line I was drawing out a little bit earlier. So we hit up to about 30K, and now we're getting that pullback, which I actually called on last stream and the stream before. And so essentially, we're getting a little bit of a pullback, and then after this pullback, I predict that we're going to start phasing into a rise where we're going to see Bitcoin hit above like that 35K range. Now, the only reason why it dipped down to 25K is because of that lawsuit and all the fear and the FUD, and basically everybody's just saying that it's over, cryptocurrency is a scam, and pretty much this has happened so many times before. So please do not fall for this psyop. All it is just a little bit of a dip. You know, if you look at this candle right here, it's the same as the one down here. And so if you do a little trend analysis where you basically use the historic candles from the past, you can kind of forecast on how this chart's going to look. And so just looking at this little initial bump down and then another red candle, it's the same exact thing we're seeing right here. Now, there's a good chance that we might see this little dip down, and then we'll hit green, and then go off to the races. Or we might get a little bit of a dip up. But the point I'm trying to get across is cryptocurrency is not a scam. It's not the end of the world. It's just a lot of FUD and craziness going on in the market because of, you know, the titles that mainstream media puts out. Now, something that you can do right now is start looking into those coins that you have on your watch list and start developing a method to dollar cost average into these tokens, because right now is a very good buying point, and there's a good chance that we might not see the price of Bitcoin go up for a week or so. So this is an awesome opportunity to buy more coins. So definitely really great to see a great buying opportunity, and no, I don't think it's in the world. Now, moving on to crypto bubbles. Yeah, pretty much what I expected. Oh, wait, actually, I don't want top 200. I want top 100. So There's blood in the streets. Everything's down except for somehow Kava is up, which all right, well, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. And then Tether Gold. Tether Gold is another coin that follows the price of gold. It's within the Tether ecosystem. It's very cool and very new, but I'm not going to get too much into that. So Hex down 8.6%. SWI down 14%. You know, the funny part about it is I started dollar cost averaging into this token. So to see it down so much kind of breaks my heart a little bit, but I do think it is a phenomenal player in the next market. OP Optimism. This is a coin that I've also been eyeing as well, and it dipped down a little bit too. And then BNB, the one coin that got absolutely slaughtered from the Binance Smart Chain news. So one sec, guys, I need to get some water. So essentially, you're getting the idea. Really bad news. Everything's down. And so just some tokens that I'm looking at since you guys want all the alpha in the world. Number one is Pulse. I always want to buy more Pulse. Number two is going to be SWI. And then number three, I don't know if it's up here. Okay, well, number three will be OXO. It's another really great decentralized exchange. So now, I don't like going through too many of these. Let's do top 300. I haven't done this one. See if I know any this one. So, Kyber Swap, phenomenal decentralized exchange. It does a lot of work with interoperability. This is a really cool one to get into. Core, I don't even know this one. God, I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know half of these. USTC, Terra Classic stablecoin. So this is actually a meme coin. I know some people getting into this just in case it starts to go up during a meme run. I'm not saying jump into this, but I'm saying it's a very interesting play. So, starting into our first article, what is going on? And actually, let me go to primary screen. So, the reason why all the markets are in the red today is because the SEC came out with a lawsuit saying that Binance Smart Chain and CZ is selling a illegal security on the market. Essentially, they're doing fraudulent transactions and hit them with a whole list of other accusations. And so it's no surprise that the SEC doesn't like CZ. He is probably one of the most targeted CEOs in the blockchain industry. We've seen hit pieces on MSNBC, CNN, some of the big mainstream media outlets. In addition, when FTX collapsed, they went after CZ really hard as well. And we started to see a lot more tokens go off exchanges. And Binance Smart Chain was able to resist the fill orders of all the coins coming off. So the point I'm trying to get across is this attack isn't to necessarily take down Binance Smart Chain, but it's to drop all the prices in the markets. Believe it or not, the federal government has a bunch of Bitcoin. I believe they have some from the Silks and Roads initiative. I need to double check that, but you guys get the point. And in addition, Bill Gates, some of these like really big named CEOs of tech companies, they also have investments in these cryptocurrency coins. They just do it through venture capitalist funds. So what I'm seeing right now is the SEC's going after Binance, and keep in mind we still have the Ripple lawsuit, which we'll get into in a minute. And because they're going after Binance, they're dropping the prices so all their buddies can go in and just buy this sucker up. Because I already see some whales buying the dip on some of these coins that I'm getting into that I know are going to be winners in the next bull market. So it's very evident. I don't really believe all the stuff going on, but you know, over here on CoinDesk, there's a little bit that talks about how you know, Binance was implementing shitty practices and saying that it was a security. In addition, let me go to screen share. In addition, they're actually now going after Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Coty, and the Algorand blockchain, Filecoin, Cosmos, Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Decentraland. Now, the one thing I will say that really jumps out at me at why I think this is an attack is because if you look at Algorand blockchain right here, the Clintons are strongly involved with this blockchain. Like the Clinton Foundation is using that technology for their charity missions and stuff like that. And I'm not saying like I'm a big fan. I'm not trying to get into politics right now. But the point is, Clinton's a big name. She's in the establishment. She's very well diverse when it comes to, politics. And this is a really big name. And the fact that they're putting their name behind Algorand and now the SEC is attacking it, I think it's more of a manipulated action. And also, in addition, Cardano went to the World Economic Forum, and that's where Charles Hoskinson spoke at a big blockchain conference there. And I firmly believe that, there's some connection between the World Economic Forum and Charles Hoskinson. So it's clearly evident that this is like a market manipulated event based on the players that are backing some of these big blockchains. So hold on one second. Let me get some water, guys. I don't know. I just got back from the gym. So, excuse me. You get the point of what I'm trying to get across. Now, moving into the next. Ripple case. Pro XRP lawyer tips outright SEC victory at less than 3%. So, John Deedon actually just got his phone hacked by a cyber attack, and it seems like some people are going after him a little bit. And now he's coming out saying that XRP is going to win or whatnot. Now, I'm not going to get too much in this lawsuit. My boy Adam on Viber Finance covers Ripple so closely, so he's the guy to go to when it comes to talking about anything XRP. Now, the one thing I want to get across with this lawsuit is this is going to set the direction of legislation in the United States. If XRP wins, then we'll get clarity, and this stuff with Binance Smart Chain right here, this little article talking about Binance Smart Chain and Polygon and all these other big name brands getting attacked, it's not going to matter because the regulatory clarity from this lawsuit is essentially going to ease that case, and it's going to get dropped. And now more people are going after FCC. Politicians are coming in and start saying, like, what is going on? Why are you attacking Ripple? You've been doing some shady practices, yada, yada. You get the whole point. So if we were, let's say we go to an alternative reality, and I don't think this is going to happen, but there is a possibility. Let's say Ripple loses the lawsuit. You know what's going to happen? The price of Ripple and all these coins are going to drop astronomically. And when that does happen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on the sideline and I'm just going to start pumping money into every single one of these coins and buy that massive dip. When there's blood in the streets, that is the time to buy. So even if this were to go through and essentially, force Ripple out of the United States and crash all the prices, I still think there's going to be coins that are going to explode in the next market. And so when you have that massive buying opportunity, that's when you want to keep a little cash on the sideline and just start injecting it straight into crypto. And then after that, you can go move to Mexico or Costa Rica and be outside the United States and not have to interact with their stupid rules. But I honestly don't think it's going to get to that. And the settlement is going to be kind of like a midway point between, Ripple and SEC. So before we get into the price chart, wrong button. Before I get into the Pulsechain price chart, let's just take a look and see if we got any comments going on. Cool. So no comments. Awesome. So moving on, going over to, let's do a screen share real quick. Now, coming over here to the Pulsechain chart. So we reached a top of about 2/10 of a penny, and now we're sitting at 0.00138. And so overall, the Pulsechain price is doing extremely well, and I'm still extremely bullish on Pulsechain. And this is a great time to start dollar cost averaging in. But the one thing I noticed is from this news just today alone, we didn't really see much of an effect on the Pulsechain price, and this is with the stablecoin pool. So actually, Pulsechain's been holding up pretty well with the news. We're sitting at about, we had a little bit of a dip down. Yeah, so this is the 5th. And then it dipped down a little bit, and then now it's retracing back to its original level. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, Pulsechain's doing pretty well, and there's a good chance that we're going to start to see explosion going on to the future. So this might be a solid point to start dollar cost averaging into Pulsechain. Now, moving on, let's go to primary screen. So a lot of people are hitting me up and saying, Kris, what is going to be the next altcoin to explode on Pulsechain? And me and my boy Adam, we like to do degen stuff on, stream. We like to look at Pulsechain PRC20 tokens that might explode, and that's what we really enjoy a lot. Now, I came across a few projects two specifically, that are DeFi-based projects that have the potential to do astronomically well. But also, please keep in mind, these projects are high risk, high reward. And so I'm going to go through and cover these two projects, and one of them I think is, a slam dunk. The other one, I'm not too sure. I'm kind of in between, but you're going to start to see this project blow up a little bit more as the team continues to roll out marketing. And right now, when I found this project, there's very few people actually following it, and it just got released out onto the market. Well, it hasn't been released. They technically have a pre-sale, but I'm not going to promote the pre-sale because I don't do pre-sales, nor do I promote sacrifices, except for 2 tokens on our live stream, which is love.io and BankX. So this token is a very interesting one. Essentially, it's very similar to a traditional project called Tomb Finance. And for those of you guys who don't know, Tomb Finance, it's a DeFi protocol on the Phantom network where one Phantom token is pegged to 4,000 Tomb tokens. And essentially, you have a T-bond and a T-share token that's used to burn and mint Tomb tokens. And using that DeFi protocol, you can set a peg to Phantom and produce more of these tokens so that it's not an inflationary token, yet you can still increase your spending power on the Phantom blockchain. And so it's a very interesting DeFi protocol. Tomb Finance has done astronomically well in the last bull market, and there's been a lot of copycats, and pretty much all of them failed except for one. And so this next one is another Tomb fork, except instead of launching on the Phantom blockchain, it's going to be launching on the Pulsechain. And the name of that project is pulserate.io. And so if you guys want to come over and check it out, go to pulserate.io and you get this website. I love the branding behind it. You got the little heart, you got the little line going through, you got Pulserate. And right now we're in the pre-launch phase, and I'll let you guys get into that. But so right here it says it's the first official Tomb fork deploying on the Pulsechain. Now, scrolling down, there's going to be 3 main tokens within this ecosystem. You got P-Rate, P-Share, and P-Bond. And so P-Rate, it's going to be the main token that's going to be minted and burnt to maintain 4,000 P-Rate tokens to the price to essentially the price of 1 Pulsechain token. And then you have P-Share tokens, which will be used to where you essentially stake it and it will mint P-Rate tokens. And then when P-Rate goes below peg, because keep in mind it's 1 Pulsechain token to 4,000 P-Rate tokens, then you'll have P-Bond. And P-Bond is going to be used to remove P-Rate tokens from the market when the peg goes below. So essentially, it's very similar to what you see with the United States government bond market, where bonds are used to remove dollars from the market and reduce the money supply so that we can decrease inflation. And so it's basically essentially the same exact thing, but on the Pulsechain blockchain. So it's actually pretty cool. Now, scrolling down, what is Pulserate? Basically is created by Pulsechain enthusiasts inspired by Richard Heart, yada, yada, yada. Talk about putting out Tomb fork on Pulsechain and trying to gain traction within the Pulsechain community. So it's basically all the same cliche stuff that you see anywhere. Now, before I get into my full analysis of this token, You can come down here to the socials, check out their Twitter, Telegram, and GitHub. And if you come over here to the Twitter, right now they only have 28 followers. So I literally found this sucker right when it launched, and it's pretty awesome. Shout out to my boy Viber Finance. Recommended follow my alternate account. That's my boy. So essentially, you can already tell that this is at the ground floor. So this is an extremely high risk project. And before I get into my full analysis, the one thing I want to say is don't feel like you have to get into the pre-sale. There's nothing wrong with waiting, because I've seen so many pre-sales where the token goes up and then it just crashes, and then you can buy in for a really good price after the pre-sale price. So I think this is something that you definitely want to, just keep your eye on. Now, switching over to primary screen. So Tomb Finance is it's an interesting project, and when I first saw it, I thought it was a scam, and then it did crazy numbers, and then I wish I got into it earlier. Now, the one thing I like about Pulse Rate is because they're launching on the Pulsechain. It's going to be a very interesting project if they can deliver what they're promising on this website, and also on their white paper. And actually, speaking of their white paper, if you guys come here to read docs, it'll pop up the white paper. And essentially, it's everything that we talked about earlier, just this little paragraph, and it talks about each and every single one of these tokens. But switching back to primary screen. So when we started to see Pulsechain, the price of Pulsechain appreciate, you're going to see the price of the Pulse token go up. And as the price of the Pulse token goes up, then you're going to see more of these Pulse Rate tokens minted from the T-share staking. And so if Pulse was able to hit 1000x, in addition to a bunch of those tokens being burnt off the market, that crazy price appreciation is going to mint a lot of P-Rate tokens in the bull market. So I think there's going to be a positive buy pressure on the Pulse Rate token going on into the bull market, and it could be a really great play. And this could be one of those tokens that could easily do 100x right phasing into the bull market. Now, the one thing that I'm scared about is in the bear market. So once we start to see Pulsechain go up, and then it's probably going to hit like a 70 to 80% drop right after it hits its top in the bull market, the Pulse Rate token is probably going to collapse 99%, because all those tokens minted are essentially going to drop, and then now you're going to push people to buy the P-Bond token. So the one thing about these tomb forks is, after the price depegs and goes under peg, it's very difficult for it to recover to its original peg. And the tomb token is still below peg, and not many people are going in and trying to buy the T-Bond token, and this will be the case for P-Bond as well. So the point I'm trying to get across is, as a bull run token, Pulse Rate will be a phenomenal buy because the amount of APRs you're going to get. In addition, when Pulse Rate tokens are going to be minted, they're going to have some really, really juicy liquidity pools, which I also need to cover. So they're going to have a P-Rate Pulse pool. They're going to have a stablecoin pool for P-Rate, P-Share, and they're also going to have a P-Share Pulse pool. So what I like about these LP pools is you're going to be able to mint a bunch of Pulse tokens, and this is a great place where you can go and buy into the P-Share token and the P-Rate token. Now, from my experience, when it comes to the liquidity of the token supply, so P-Rate is going to have a massive token supply, but P-Share is going to have a finite token supply, and it's going to be somewhere around 70,000 tokens. So if I were to go and try to jump into one of the tokens in the ecosystem, I would probably buy the P-Share token up the most, and then maybe the P-Rate token. And when it comes to the P-Bond token, you only want to buy that when it's below peg, so there's no point in trying to touch that. But I think the P-Share token is going to be the hidden gem. And so let me show you what's it called? Was it T-Share? Come on, man. I know it's on here, CoinGecko. Yes, T-Share. Okay, so this is the T-Share from Tomb Finance when Tomb originally first launched. And so one of these tokens started at about 691, Yeah. Well, it went down. It went down to about 691, and then the price of this token exploded to 22,000, and now it's sitting back down at about $37. So because the supply is fixed at 70,000 tokens, I think T share is probably. I mean, P share is going to probably be the token you want to go for, and if I go into this little section of how this is going to perform. So what you'll probably see if this token launches and delivers everything they're going to say, they're going to be at a price probably maybe $100 or maybe $1,000, and then it's going to trade sideways, and then a bunch of people are going to sell off. So right here, it went down to $85 from like $1,000, and then from there, we started going to the moon, and it went up to like $5,000, and then kind of moving on, went all the way up to about $21,000. Excuse me. Excuse me. So you get the idea of how this token's going to perform, and then after that, the price started to drop, and then after it dropped, it basically went into oblivion, and then now it's sitting at a very low price. And so this is also another token I'm looking at getting into because I think T-share is going to return to its original price. So as for a bull run token, when this project launches, I'm going to wait about a month to get into when nobody's in it and there's a lot of FUD behind it. And I'm going to buy up a bunch of these P-share tokens, maybe create an LP pool, and then start farming for P-share and P-rate tokens. So I'll definitely do a video on that later on once this ecosystem gets built out. So definitely really exciting times. So cool. Now let's take a little look Karuski and see if we got any comments going on. Islander, thanks for the stream. Awesome to have you on, man. I really do appreciate you tuning in. You know, let me know if you have any comments or opinions on the projects I cover. So really great stuff. So cool. All right. Now let's move on to the next token. So this is actually a token that's launched on the Binance Smart Chain, and they had some issues going on with its previous launch, but now it's actually moving on to the Pulsechain. And basically this token is very similar to the hex staking mechanics, but it's just a different approach to delayed gratification. And it's a build off of what Richard Heart was implementing. And so essentially what this token does is they set up auctions where a certain amount of tokens are sold during a specific day at an auction. And you can go in, put up a certain amount of pulse, buy up a bunch of those tokens, receive those tokens, and then those tokens are staked. Now, what's really interesting is they actually added deflationary mechanics behind this token, which will actually reduce the supply of the token and possibly cause a positive price appreciation. And I actually really like how this protocol is laid out. The developer is really big within the DeFi space, so he's not somebody who's going to rug and like screw anyone over. So it's definitely a project I'm extremely bullish about. And the name of this project is Whales Candy. So if you guys want to check out Whales Candy, go over to whalescandypls.com and you'll see this beautiful website. And so we'll surf around on this token a little bit, but essentially Whales Candy, you can earn up to 100% a year. Secure smart contract, rewards long-term stakers. You mint your own rewards, no hardware, electricity, or middlemen. Same thing with Hex, and then it's just deflationary. So I think the point I'm trying to get across is what Whales Candy is. It's Hex with auctions and deflation. That's basically what it is. And keep in mind, not every Hex copycat works because of like, the community component. We've seen a lot of Hex forks completely failed. And so this isn't a Hex fork. It's different contract coding, but it has similar features based off of what Hex was able to produce. Now, if we come over here to their social media on Twitter, they have a following about 219 followers. So it's definitely a very small community and it's still developing. And so this is one of those like high risk 100 to 10,000x altcoin gems that you should consider. But please keep in mind, it's extremely high risk. So there's no guarantee that this thing's going to work out. So coming down here, They have a really great intro on how to set up MetaMask, buy PLS coins, enter the action lobby, earn staking rewards, yada, yada, yada. So coming down here, we'll go through the FAQs just to give you guys an idea before we dive into the meat and the cheese of the white paper. So Whales Candy is a PRC20 token that is inflationary, deflationary, and has staking tokenomics. And it's the biggest economic experiment in DeFi. So this type of project hasn't really been implemented before. So we have yet to see something like this with like really great hex features. So essentially, how do you buy Whales Candy? So when you go in, you buy Whales Candy, you have to go through an auction where I believe it was 200,000 Whales Candies tokens are up to buy. And so you put in how many like a certain amount of BNB, and based off of how much BNB, or I believe it's stablecoin, that's put up in that auction pool, you basically get a share of those tokens. So let's say two guys go into an auction one day for 200,000 tokens. One guy puts up $10, the other guy puts up $20. The guy who puts up $20 gets 2/3 of the entire pool, which 2/3 of $200,000. God, man, I am so dumb right now. This is what happens when you have a calculator. 600. All right, let's just say $67,000. And then, oh, that's 1/3. My gosh. All right. So one guy's going to get about $67,000, and then the other guy's going to get the rest of the money, rest of the tokens, which is like 113 or 20,000. So the point is, it's based off of that initial share, and essentially you have the option to take those tokens and then stake it into the staking contract, where you can earn up to 100% a year based off of how long you decide to stake. Now, keep in mind, let's say you don't want to do the auction. You can actually go on PulseX, buy the token, but there's actually a 15% sales tax on all the purchases through PulseX. And the reason why they did that is to avoid bots from coming in, sniping the price, and basically trying to like manipulate the price and basically drop it on its face. We've seen a lot of projects on Pulsechain absolutely collapse because of that, especially the new PRC20 tokens. So that's kind of like the basis of it. But within that tax breakdown, there's actually a daily burn rate. And so essentially the daily burn rate can vary between 1% and 100%. And a lot of it has to do with that tax rate, where some of those those tokens are taken and used and essentially burnt from the supply. And so the contract developers have the option to do a burn rate between 1% and 100%, but they're going to keep it right around 1 to 4%. And the reason why they're leaving that open in the contract is just to see how they can make a sustainable contract with deflationary mechanics, because this is a massive experiment and they don't want this project to fail right off the bat and then have to fork it and then do it all over again. They want to be able to change the token supply so that they can find an effective burn rate. And then I guarantee you they're going to try to make the contract code immutable going on to the future. In addition, you have to pay maintenance fees weekly, where you have to leave USDC in your wallet. And so if you go in and you try to claim your Whales Candy tokens, then essentially you will have to pay a USDC fee. And I believe it's extremely low, but we'll get into that a little bit more. So now coming up here, if you guys click on white paper, you get this beautiful white paper that pops up, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So I want to cover a few things. So we'll start off with the auction lobby. Actually, first off, let's make sure there's no questions or comments. So let me bring up that. So nothing going on. Okay, cool. So starting off. So the auction lobby is a feature that was inspired by Hex and Wise token. Wise token collapsed, so I would stay away from it. And so basically the token incentivizes participants to be in the action lobby, yada, yada, yada. Let's not get into that. So I already covered this part. Now, staking details. Whales Candy is one of the only DeFi that is successfully able to combine inflationary and deflationary tokenomics. That's actually true, because I've seen so many tokens suffer from inflation, and then when they try to add deflationary mechanics behind it, it just collapses right off its face. So how the stake works is the user would begin to receive 1% a day for 200 days on the initial token deposit. In 100 days, you would have to have received 100% of your initial deposits, and once you receive your initial token deposit, the rest could be viewed as a bonus. The idea behind the staking model is to lock up as much of the token supply as possible and attempt to raise the value of the token through creating scarcity of the circulating supply. In theory, if the value of the token appreciates over time, you may ROI in pulse value before the 100 days is up. 1 second. So what they're trying to do is offer a really high staking incentivization by earning 1% a day off your initial, so that more and more people will take it and stake that token away. And by doing that, what it's going to do is it's going to dramatically reduce the token supply. And as the token supply reduces, there's less tokens out in the market. And when someone goes in and tries to buy this token up, it's going to drive the price of the token up so that we get a positive price appreciation. So that's the idea behind the staking, about earning 1% a day. I know it's extremely high, but if you get more people to stake than to keep liquid, then essentially, you know, there's a good chance that the price will appreciate. So maintenance fee. There's a 2% USD fee that is charged to users for every stake they have. And essentially, you keep in your wallet, you approve a smart contract, and they pull that fee out of your wallet every week, I believe. Yes, every week. Yeah, so, and then essentially, if you don't have that USDC in your wallet, then you're unable to claim that stake. So that is definitely a downer. So daily LP buyback and burn. One of the top maintenance fees increasing the value of Whales Candy token is there a daily buyback and burn that has a positive impact on the Whales token price. The Whales Candy token smart contract controls the entire liquidity pool of the Whales Candy token. There's no function to retrieve LP tokens, which means this token smart contract essentially serves as liquidity locker. The token smart contract has a function that allows to burn portions of liquidity and create a buyback order. The way it works is the dev team sets a buyback order burn percentage, and this percentage will typically range 1% to 10%. After the dev team tells the contract how much to buy back and burn at the end of each auction, the contract will remove some Whales Candy tokens and some Pulsechain coins from liquidity it holds. It will then burn the Whales Candy token, use the Pulsechain coins to create a new buy order, and burn the Whales Candy tokens it bought with the Pulse. So the idea is, you know, they're using this buyback order, and so they don't have control of that liquidity pool, and they can't pull it out, but they can tell the smart contract how much of these Whale Candy tokens it can burn, which is kind of weird because I understand they're trying to say there's not like backdoor access, but also, you know, they have this feature that I mean, I would like to see an audit that kind of explains that, or I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. So it's not technically immutable, but it's a really cool feature because I think what they want to do is maintain the supply and see what burn rate works the most. Now, what's really cool is there's Pulsechain tokens, and Pulsechain tokens could appreciate astronomically. So if they have a huge bag of those Pulsechain tokens and it goes up like 500x, there's a good chance that a lot of these Whale Candy tokens can be bought back and burnt like crazy. So I think that's actually a really bullish sign behind it. So in addition, there's a referral system, and then on top of that, there's no middleman, 100% smart contract operated. They do have a buy and sell tax, which I'm not really a big fan on, but I mean, they're only doing that for the bots and also to get money to buy up the token and sell. So that's pretty much it. And then it goes into, you know, how the team is paid. 30% goes to the team, yada, yada, yada. So I'll let you guys dive more into that. I think I got the point across about this project. Now, come over to primary screen. Let me drink some water before we get into my full analysis. So here's what I gotta say about Whales Candy. Now, this is a very unique DeFi project. It's not like the ones that I've seen before where you get a copy of a really great project that's worked before, and then essentially that fork usually collapses. The only forks that ever really work are like the layer 1 forks with Pulsechain, Binance Smart Chain, Algorand, all those blockchains. But what I like about Whales Candy is they're doing a new approach to deflationary DeFi is what I'm going to call it. And they're using this auction system on top of a tax on buy and sells, and also using a burn contract to burn up the token as much as possible. And they also offer a high APR to incentivize more and more people to stake their tokens to decrease the amount of liquid tokens on the market. Now, what I like about it is there's so much potential for this project to do extremely well. And the fact that they're trying to reduce the amount of tokens on the market to drive the price up, that's what Hex did. And that's what some of the other big projects that did absolute awesome numbers did back in the past bull market. In addition, it's different, it's new. The branding behind the entire page is awesome. Now, some downsides of this token. Number one downside, the high APR. Just because it's 100%, doesn't mean we're going to suffer from inflationary issues. This project is probably going to have a lot of ups and downs when it comes to inflation. Some people are going to sell a bunch of these tokens out on the market. You're going to get whales that will come in and, dump a bunch of these tokens, and, it could decrease the price. In addition, the team has some burn fee access to the Whales Candy contract. So they can dictate how much of these tokens are being burnt. But also keep in mind, they're going to have to put out another audit, and they've been audited before, and I'll probably read this a little bit more. But it's not going to be a good look for anyone who comes in and takes a look at Whales Candy, because a lot of people are probably going to FUD and say there's backdoor access. And I understand there isn't any backdoor access, but this project needs to get to a place where it can be immutable. And then the third thing I don't like about it is the buy and sell tax. So every single project that had a massive buy and sell tax fee did not do well. I have not seen many projects with those buy and sell taxes that do well in the end. The only project that really did well was Cold DAO, but their buy and sell fee is 0.5%, so you don't have to change the slippage that much. As for Whales Candy, a 15% buy and sell fee is pretty high. And I understand what they're doing, but the issue with having a 15% buy fee is that the little guys aren't going to go in. If I have $100 and I go in and I try to buy up this token, I'm only going to have $75 in it, $75 left to buy the Whales Candy token. So that kind of gives you an idea that if I'm a retail trader, I'm better off just going and buying some meme coin on Pulsechain rather than buying the Whales Candy token. But keep in mind, it is a significant downside, but if you get a massive price appreciation, these, I'll call them downside events or minor fudding, can be essentially overlooked. So overall, I like Whales Candy. I think it's a great project. I think there's potential. It's new, it's different, and if it's launched on the Pulsechain, it's going to add utility to the Pulsechain, and more Pulsechain tokens are going to be burnt up. In addition, they have been audited, so I'm extremely I'm extremely careful. But for this specific project, I think I'm a lot more comfortable. As for the Pulse Rate project, this one is new and I just found out about it, and I want to be the first one to post about it. But essentially, they haven't really put out anything with an audit or whatnot. But I wanted to talk about this project because once more marketing comes out and you can start to see how this project comes out and starts to really get in the Pulsechain ecosystem, I want you guys to be well aware of it. And I'm not saying get into the pre-sale. Don't get in the pre-sale right now, but just keep it on your Twitter follow list and just take a look at it and see how it's going to perform. And hopefully we'll start to see more stuff come out. We'll start to see what they put out on testnet, and hopefully when this hits when the project launches in the next couple weeks, we'll start to see a new project we can ape into and do some degenerate stuff. So check out any comments going up. My homie Viber Finance, what up, homie? Keep crushing it. Great, awesome to see you, Adam. Good job on your live stream day. I was really excited to view it, and can't wait to see yours tomorrow. So guys, that's it for the live stream. You know, something a little bit quick and a little bit different. Covered all this great stuff. You know, don't follow the FUD. Please consider jumping into you know, a lot of these coins that are going to be dipping down, and start dollar cost averaging in, because the bull market is right around the corner and this is the time to start preparing. And before I wrap this video up, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so that I keep you guys updated with the latest, greatest news and information within the space. My name's Khaos Kris. I love every single one of you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
This video is sponsored by BankX. BankX is fundamentally changing the legacy banking system by giving you the power to create currency and earn interest. The BankX ecosystem consists of two main coins, which are the BankX Silver Dollar and the BankX Token. The BankX Silver Dollar is the first cryptocurrency stablecoin where you own the collateral, create currency, earn interest, leverage, and stake for higher yields. The BankX Token is a utility token used to buy, mint the stablecoin, and stake into a certificate deposit. BankX has decentralized every aspect of the banking system where you create any amount of passive income you like. Check out BankX at bankx.io. This video is sponsored by Love. Love is a hot new cryptocurrency launching on the Pulsechain. The decentralized project will be targeting three main fields, which are e-commerce, micro-tipping, and decentralized payments. Love is developing a decentralized marketplace that offers a wide variety of products from perfumes to designer clothes, and offers cashback in cryptocurrency. If you want to learn more about this hidden altcoin gem, check out Love at love.io.